Armut going to know this matchup a lot better than I do. Wukong is not something that's played globally very often.
Yeah.
And Nocturne top is much more of a niche pick. You know, I am expecting Starscream to just try to rely on the push, where you can look to punish that if you feel you have a winning 2v2, and both Volibear, you know, is pretty strong in that early game as well, so you could look to try to attack the Nocturne. If Nocturne is over pushing, you know, utilizing the AoE cleave with the passive as well as the Q. If Armut could try to hold the wave in a difficult position, that's where you can maybe punish Starscream, but usually in these melee matchups into Nocturne,
can't play every game by the book. There's too many variations in champ select out there. So we are under the rift here for the 5th game of the day. Wildcats representing Turkey. And see if they can find themselves their win, as the Mad Lions representing Greater Europe in the LEC. Poised to be the best team in the group, but there's still tough competition here. They smashed yesterday, but is it going to be the same day, the same kind of situation here?
I'm going to be so interested to watch Elyoya, who has been a jungler that really has impressed me in the LEC this year. He's playing the press the attack on the Volibear, so a lot of early game power there. And he's got a lot of options as far as he wants to go. You know, if Nocturne's over pushing top, you can simply attack that. You have the potential setup as well on that bottom side, you know, pairing up with Kaiser, looking for those engages either on the roams towards mid lane with Kaiser or even attacking the bottom lane itself. So he's got some options here, and we'll see if they're going to be able to get priority in some of these lanes to allow him to really try to scrap around these Scuttle Crabs and try to exert his will on the map early on.
All right, now some aggressive wards coming down. Both teams spotting out movements around the bottom red buff, the south jungle. Another aggressive wards come through for Mad Lions as well. Looks like that was Elyoya's coming down. Recall for the sweeper, comes back. He's able to get back in time. If you go right away, you don't you know, sit around. You just run over there, ward, recall, come back. You're going to have no problems. Very, very light leash from the Mad Lions side, so they're going to get back in a lane as soon as possible. But Wildcats already in control of the bottom lane means they're going to have the control over level 2. Armut playing it defensively up here. Knows Nocturne's going to be waiting in a brush most likely. Not going to be allowed to CS here. Wow. Okay, yep, goes in for the E, and oh, the Q misses. Armut gets all 3 CS. Now, to be fair, so does Starscream, but no damage.
Yeah, nicely done, dodging back there quickly for Armut, but Starscream did get the passive auto off there. It's worth noting that, oh, they're going in, as Holy Phoenix is actually playing Exhaust, so there's no heal down on this bottom side for either lane. It is Exhaust versus Cleanse for the marksman players. Double Ignite is the option here. A lot of times you actually do see Exhaust taken against Tristana specifically because it is so effective when Tristana wants to go for aggressive plays, jumping in, putting yourself in range of the support for the Exhaust, and this could have been a game for Kaiser where it would be pretty nice. It's going to be strong against the Nocturne as well, but obviously feeling like they're going to have some kill pressure here, especially with the early game jungler, that Volibear over on their side. So he is going for that more aggressive option of the Ignite.
Fun stuff right there. Yeah, always good to see the aggressive exhaust though on Tristana. I think it does work out really well. You can't fight back against her, so she just gets the 3 to 4 autos off, and then if she doesn't want to jump away, she wants to jump away, she can. It's not going to be a problem. If you're getting assassinated, you exhaust them. It's still fine. So it's a great summoner choice there. Nice try on the anchor toss by Kaiser. Cannot land it though, and it's still just bot lane pressure here for Holy Phoenix and Farfetch. No problems down there, knocking down the waves, and so far, not a terribly exciting early game. Full clear for the Volibear, starting the 6th camp now. Of course, Ferret is already done, and yes, indeed, Udyr does clear faster than Volibear. No one's surprised with this one. Bot Scuttle going to be no problem at all. Bot has pressure, mid has pressure. Elyoya with the sweeper, going to make sure that top lane can't feel safe, as Nocturne recalls after 16 CS, grabs a cull.
And he's just going to give up double Scuttle potentially here. So, oh, nice hook.
Yeah, big damage, half HP, Holy Phoenix! Oh, he has no heal, and he goes down right away. The chase might continue. Farfetch and tanky enough to survive, but first blood in the bottom lane. Beautiful by Mad Lions.
What a hook there from Kaiser, catching Holy Phoenix. No heal available. The Ignite goes down immediately, and they're able to pile in all summoners used and knock him down extremely fast. The early levels were looking pretty good for the Wildcats, as it looked like they were set up to double Scuttle. You know, the Udyr's a little bit ahead on the pace. Nocturne was able to get a very quick reset for a call, but Kaiser just flips it on its head. Really well played by him.
All right, Armut, yeah, you can see the interaction there. Okay, the Fear Touch is on, but you can just decoy away. But now maybe a fight for the top side, and Actually, Armament has to burn the flash because there could have maybe been a chase down. Obviously, Nocturne with the trail on obviously gets a lot done, but top lane is poised to freeze, so Armament needs help from his jungler. Otherwise, a repeat visit from Udyr will just kill the man if he wants to go for CS.
Yeah, I mean, he's TPing back, so he is going to try to reset this wave. He will move up there. We can see that Elyoya is over on his Raptor, so he's in this section of the map at the very least. Arma will move down to try to check the bush. You do this because even if the Udyr is there, at least it is only the Udyr. You're stuck in a 1v1 with the chance of Volibear coming in to help. If you go straight to the lane and the Udyr is in that brush, well, then you're in a 2v1 and you're just dead. So pretty smart stuff from Armut. We know that Udyr is not looking towards that top lane, so he will be able to reset it, but still, Starscreen in a pretty comfortable spot here, has secured himself a pretty nice CS advantage, and despite the fact that this resets, still has his TP, and he will be hitting 6 pretty soon. So there's a possibility that he could look to make a cross-map play. Now let's see this one more time here. Kaiser right around the minion, catches him with the corner of the hook there. Really nicely done. Just slightly off on the positioning was Farfetch'd. He tried to adjust to get in between his marksman and the Nautilus, was not able to do it in time. Kaiser sees the window there. Great engage from him. And again, Carzzy off to a good start. Had a fantastic game yesterday, going legendary, I believe. And he's looking to try to get going towards that same thing again here today.
Yep. Well, despite the bot lane having more gold and more items, that Noon Quiver obviously an outstanding power spike. It's WILDCATS able to grab the first dragon of this game. You can see the gold very close between these teams. The top lane CS difference, a big part of that. Sure, there's a bit more for Armut to farm, but truly uncontested, Starscreen is winning top lane with the blind pick Nocturne into the Wukong sort of pocket pick. It's offsetting the bot lane first blood a little bit. And of course, the dragon feels good.
And it's really interesting. He actually rushed Bramble and then TP'd back. So, you know, he is really itemizing towards the armor here, the anti-heal. You know, even if Volibear goes up there, it's going to be fairly effective against the jungler. So, sitting in a pretty comfortable position, but a bit surprising to see him go this defensive. Perhaps he's worried more about the level 6, about the potential all-in there. It does feel like Nocturne has a very comfortable lane at the very least pre-6, but Armut still could be picking purely for the 5v5, or maybe for that matchup a little bit later on, and Starscreen is itemizing to try to preempt any issues he might have with that Wukong ult.
Absolutely. It also strikes me that he might want to consider going Mercury Treads in this game potentially, or you know, some kind of non-armor boots, like maybe even cooldown, because well, there's so many hard CCs in the Mad Lion side, and you know, you don't really want to have to go steel caps when there's a Nautilus messing with you and a Victor on there. So that might be the only armor item he's ever really allowed to buy, and he's like, well, I'm going to buy it now, and then you know, I'll just keep lane pressure. No big deal. Leave me alone. Top side, Udyr's coming around. Still flashless on Wukong, but with the ulti and with decoy, it is very hard to force that gank, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they were trying to cheat up towards that top side, hoping that Arma would go aggressive, but he's too smart for that. He knows Volibear's down on the bottom side. He knows he is without his flash, so he has to play it safe, and will do so here. Humanoid cheating down towards that bottom side, where Volibear is sitting, and they're going in. They're
going for the big dive. Huge amount of damage right now onto the support, but he's very tanky on Leona. Not going to be going down. Instead, they trade back onto Elyoya. The ult, I don't know if it ever just turned off the turret or what, but an easy kill back on the Volibear.
It did turn off the turret, but Farron is coming in, and that's not usually the way you want to start it up. Generally, you see a lot of people will start it up with the support, then turn off the tower, and then continue the dive. You know, he started the dive straight up with the ultimate, so he did disable the tower, but they weren't dealing damage right off the bat.
Great anchor, though. Big damage. W's going to land, and the kill comes through. Carzzy 2-0. Tristana not quite able to trade back on a Kaiser, but a flash into a slowing smite means the chase is here for Carzzy. Explosive charges on. That is going to be a kill. Be careful. Oh, and nearly dies. Minions are almost there. He will survive, just barely. Holy Phoenix 2-1 now, but a kill traded back in the bottom side.
Yeah, that auto cancel from Holy Phoenix made me a little bit nervous there. I had to give over the kill to Udyr, unfortunately, so Tristana doesn't get it. But the WILDCATS, a really nice counterplay here. They're able to answer the dive down on this bottom side. This was spotted, so Udyr is going to be moving down. The turret is disabled, but again, who are they hitting? They're hitting the Leona with W and Aftershock up. You know, we see that Holy Phoenix had kited back to a great position, was untouched throughout that. Carzzy could not access him. Kaiser could not access him whatsoever. Kaiser again finding a nice hook here.
Yes.
Did get a kill back, but then on the top side, we're fighting it Scuttle.
We're fighting again there. The new aspect replay is what you saw, but now we're fighting another battle on the top side. Irma gets himself the first kill of the game on his side. Nicely done. Do not fight for that man's objectives. Top lane belongs to him. The Mad Lions claim the first Rift Herald of the game, and that's going to maybe catapult their gold lead forward. Already up 600 thanks to PvP combat. And with the turret in their sights somewhere, and they might just, knock down another 1,000 or so to their name. Right now, fighting the top side. Arma takes a bit of damage. Honestly, though, he's fine.
We'll be fine. Yes, Starscreen does have a pretty good build if you're just kind of scrapping under zero, but there's not a lot of pressure coming out of a Call and Bramble Vest as your early buys. So Arma can't exactly all-in Starscreen, but you're really not in danger of dying unless the jungler is there also as a result of this build. So we'll see where Starscreen does go. The traditional builds, are the kind of bruiser, tanky builds where you will go. And that's more what I'm expecting. It'll be interesting to see if he wants to go just pure tank after his mythic item, or if he wants to go still, multiple semi-damage items and just made a pit stop for that Bramble Vest early on.
Yep, so based on the Iron Spike Whip, he's going Stride Breaker or Gore Drinker. I actually think both are reasonable choices. There's way more stats, way more durability if you go for Gore Drinker, but obviously it's way easier to keep your Fear Tether on if you go Stride Break.
Exactly.
And that's just, look, do I want to frontline better? Do I want to make sure we stick better? And that is a consideration. It is not obviously one or the other. Top lane fighting again, you can see that without Stride Break, he still gets the Fear Tether, right? So you don't always need it to make the difference, but, someone with more mobility, maybe you think about it.
Yeah, and I think for the ultimate, that's one of the things that I find really, really effective about Stridebreaker when you're playing Nocturne, is you ult in, you hit them with the Q, you hit them with the Stridebreaker. Farfetch, still no flash. He's just going to die here, unfortunately.
Gonna drop. Humanoid gets first kill, and that's Mad Lions in position here for the second dragon of the game. First, of course, was taken by fast play Wildcats, but Mad Lions here with the kill and the support. Yeah, Ferret doesn't even have Smite up right now. There's going to be no contest. There's going to be some top pressure, though. Looks like 2 plates going to be taken to the Nocturne. And that'll be kind of the only claim there. Otherwise, though, Mad Lions, 700 gold lead. Plus, they should be tying up the dragon count.
Farfetch has got to be a little bit careful. That's 2 kind of careless deaths, walking into areas that they didn't really control. Up over by the Rift Herald gives over an easy one, and then still on the same flash cooldown, walking over towards the dragon without the prep necessary, without the teammates around to protect him. He goes down as well. And Elyoya here, they're looking for a kill, and then Herald.
He's got flash, burns it, still stunned up though. Ult's gonna land for the slow as well, but rooted in place under the turret, can't get much more because TP's coming in. Nocturne ults, then TP's, turns out the lights, then chases in, and Elyoya is down. Starscreen, his first kill of the game.
Nicely done by Starscreen. A great turnaround there. As Elyoya, these dives are not working out for him whatsoever. Tried it down on the bottom side, gets taken out. Tries it in mid lane, gets taken out again. And now Starscreen, he's looking like he wants to scrap pretty heavily here.
Conqueror stacked up, decent damage there. Armut, though, with Trinity Force is a very, very big threat. Thankfully for Starscreen, no second dash available. Cooldown's too long, only comes back in about a second or so. So able to walk away, but there is some real punishment available on both sides.
Absolutely, and Saren is here. That is why he's staying around. Armut handling this well. We'll be able to back it up. We'll see if Saren wants to stay here and send Starscreen over towards mid, but looks like he will just reset, and Saren will head back towards the mid lane. So Armut doing a good job handling that pressure.
And off we go. 700 gold, still the difference, though, between these two is at least a bit of turret damage and a plate happened. We're going to see when Elyoya summons Rift Herald. We've got very little time left until the plates drop, under a minute. And top lane had some pressure, but it's still 4 plates up. Bot lane's at 5, mid lane's at 5. Sorry, you're not going to get first turret or the entire turret off the Herald summon, but hey, you can earn 320 gold and split that a couple of ways. So want to see where the Volibear goes, because he's got to cash in before too long. Nice little anchor, not going to mean a ton, though. Stunned back. And honestly, you could maybe go for some decent damage. Aggressive ulti sidestepped. Explosive Charge still hits too. There's the summon on Herald. Should crash in the mid lane and knock that down to about 2,000 health.
Yeah, Saren kind of just walking out towards the top side. That was a little bit strange. Maybe didn't actually recognize that it went down, and now he gets stunned.
Stunned twice, stunned several times. Ulti is on, and the kill comes through. That is a very silly bit of pathing there from the Rise. A free kill given over the mid lane.
That was so careless from Saren, who has been playing a pretty strong game here, but just gives over a freebie, out of position, tries to walk a greedy path through the Victor. You cannot walk from one end of gravity field to the other without getting stunned unless you have a dash or something like that. Just walks in, gets stunned up by the gravity field, stunned up by the Volibear, gives over a free kill.
Well, Wave's going to be picked up. Starscreen trying to be everywhere, honestly, right? Help defend the mid lane. Now coming back to top to get what he can do. Managed to force Armut's ult out a little while back, but didn't get much for it. Just a 10 CS difference there on the top side. Starscreen indeed the richest man in the game. And so we'll see if he's going to be the one to do so. Grabs himself the Kindle Gem. And now Armut once again in a battle top side. But level 11 to 10 means more stats on the side of the Wildcats. But as Elyoyo shows up at the 2v1, and that could be enough damage. Flash to safety, nearly took the ulti at the end of it all. Might have been burned regardless. Armut takes the assist as Elyoyo grabs the kill.
Nice job by Elyoyo getting up towards that top side. Starscreen saw an opportunity to go aggressive. Looked like he was winning that 1v1, but Armut only opted in because his jungler was behind him and getting down to this bottom side.
Shoo, man, Holy Phoenix about to be turned back into an egg for that one. Thankfully able to stay alive, but it's all dead. Now, as they've already picked up the Udyr, and it's time for round 2 as reinforcements have arrived. Not enough for the kill. Out goes Kaiser. Another unanswered kill for Mad Lions.
Carsey breaking their ankles there. The target selection from the Wildcats was not what you want at all. Feels like the wheels are kind of falling off here for them as you're all-inning on the Nautilus as a Tristana, while Carsey is just free-firing on you. Like, this is a very strong Kai'Sa. Look over at the items. He's already got the upgraded Q, he has the Kraken Slayer, as well as the serrated Dirk, and he's just free-firing on Holy Phoenix as Holy Phoenix is hitting onto Kaiser. That pushes him out of the fight immediately. Ferret goes down as the rest are coming in. He dies, and they don't even get a kill for it.
Okay, be careful. Damage puts him down to 1k HP. Starscreen ultiless for a couple more seconds. Could come back in. Volibear can't go for the scuttle anymore. Got to be handed back off to the Wildcats there as it's claimed by Ferret. But look at the game state. It has accelerated a 4,000 gold lead off of 3 kills. And we can see Kaiser.
Yeah.
Target here, doesn't matter.
Yeah, again, it's just the target selection, right? You're spending all your damage onto Kaiser there, and the exhaust came out late as well for Holy Phoenix. Now he's getting TP'd on. Farfetch is here, but Armut has ult.
Yep, just now has it. Able to jump forward. Looks for Trist. Flash to safety. Stun going to come out from Leona to keep Armut away, and he can't find his targets. The ult doesn't mean much, but now Nocturne is in the fight. He's got a Stridebreaker. Chases right back in. Finds himself the kill. Saren on the board now as well.
Starscreen is actually having a really good game.
Yes.
Nice roam by him. He has really been in the right place, right time, but they're getting caught.
And Farfetch will fetch a nice price, about 130 gold for the death streak so far. Volibear over the top. Rise finds his second, though. And a shutdown comes through for Holy Phoenix. Be careful. Jumps it away from the victor. Staying alive now. Human are going to drop as well. Wildcats just crushing this team fight. Low health bars, but they're healthy enough. And now Kaiser will be chased down. There was a gold lead. That gold lead is gone.
And they're going to lose the dragon as well. Huge fight here for the Wildcats, countering the play initially, taking down Armut, who had no flash because of the scrap up on the top side. Starscreen really having a hell of a game here, down to that bottom side at the right time for the counterplay. The Nocturne comes in. Yes, Holy Phoenix is being focused and pushed out of the fight, but that meant that Ferret and Saren, who are actually quite strong, were relatively untouched, and their damage is not to be ignored at this stage of the game.
Zale, we're looking at some upset victories today here. Certainly
yeah.
Cloud9 versus the LJL's Detonation Focus Me. That was expected to go Cloud9's way. That went to DFM. This time around, Wildcats already 0-1, not expected to beat Mad Lions, but fights like this are where they brought the game right back to equal.
Yep, Armut coming straight on in. Holy Phoenix, good flash. He flashes early, knowing he had to get out of there, and Armut realizing his mistake, recognizing that he went a bit too far, but now in the mid lane, Holy Phoenix kills off Humanoid.
Humanoid's gone, and now the dive under the turret. No escape tools left for the Wukong, and he's gonna lose his life. How about the chase down? A flash to safety. Starscreen keeps setting up these battles. Farfetch will at least drop, but it's still a 2-for-1. It's a victorious battle here.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2-for-1, and it's also the solo laners for the support. You'll take that trade any day of the week. Mad had gotten themselves back into a pretty good position after what was a tougher early game than I think they were expecting coming into this one. And now, big team fight win on the bottom side, a second dragon for the Wildcats, a successful play now in mid lane, and they're getting themselves into a really good position. Mad are gonna have to clean up their play here if they want to be able to take this game.
Well, big stun coming across from Kaiser to buy a bit of space, but Herald, Smite fight, claim, nicely done by Elyoyo. 100 gold goes to him, but can the Herald be picked up? Honestly, yes. Okay, it's going to be the Wildcats flinching, backing off. You know, you could take it as second Herald. It's not that important. It's going to be like 2,700 damage to a turret. That part matters, but no plate gold, of course. It's far too late for that to happen. We'll see now. 200 gold difference, but 2 dragons to 1. Very slightly, you probably favor the Turks here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're looking pretty good thus far. We'll have to see how the game shakes out, though. Very even overall. Holy Phoenix going to be able to grab this turret. Should be solo gold onto him. Get him up towards that PD. Second item should be coming through. But down on the bottom side, Humanoid has been farming very well. Is looking to pressure this tower as well. You can see that Holy Phoenix has now become actually the richest member in the game. But they're going for Humanoid.
It's Nocturne. Lands the Q. Lands a stride break. He's afraid. He's running back. He's nearsighted. But there's just enough of a defense that he cannot find the solo kill. Bot lane turret dives with, I believe, no local gold given over, but still 250 on the scoreboard. And, of course, the map pressure from that turret being down. Good job by Mad Lions to get themselves a bit more gold in their pockets, a bit more map control overall.
Yeah, nicely done. Humanoid able to survive. Elyoya very quick on the response there to defend his mid laner. But the critical part, really, is that Saren just never gets in range. He's not adding any damage. He TP'd straight into the Victor gravity field. He didn't have his ultimate, or he used his ultimate and ran out of it. I'm not actually sure. It looks like with the cooldown there, potentially dropped it right as he came and then got stunned by the gravity field, interrupting the ultimate, I believe is what may have happened. But even committing the flash, he couldn't get up onto Humanoid. So despite the fact that Starscreen looked like he would have barely won that 1v1, Elyoya showing up is the difference maker. They get the tower, they keep their mid laner alive. Successful play for Mad Lions, and it climbs them back up into a very slight gold lead.
All right, well, right now, 5 Turkey greater than 1, and Istanbul Wildcats. I mean, I shouldn't really say that. It's still a very, very close game. It's just, it swung so much from 6 minutes ago that it just feels like they've got all the pressure right now. 2 kill Tristana on a full 2 items with the Phantom Dancer in there. That's comfortable, but of course, 2 item Kaisa, no slouch either. Not going for the defensive option of a Gale Force. This would have been one of those, you know, defensive dash back to get away from things like Nocturne and Meteor, but instead, just strict single target damage output there. Weirdly still Collector second, despite being out of attack focused build, so that feels like a bit of a desync. Regardless, though, Baron is the target right now for Mad Lions. It's time for the Wildcats to defend. A flash forced out of Farfetch, as now Ferret goes for some damage against Armut. Might be zoned out. Still 3k health on the Baron. And comes in for the dive. Big damage for the Nocturne. Kaisa onto the back line, but not enough for the kill. Elyoya finds a kill on a Starscreen. Second one comes down to Leona as well. That was second diver, and it means absolutely nothing. Baron will heal back up, but a 2-for-0 feels great.
Yeah, big overcommit there on the dive from the Wildcats. Starscreen and Farfetch going so deep in the backline. Armut's on him.
Flash dive comes in, 1 picked off already now for the second, and it's only a jungler left alive. What a team fight for Mad Lions. They've come to international events as Splice before, but the first time internationally as Mad Lions, and they're looking great. Sorry, second time now as Mad Lions, and they are making up for the sins of last year, taking a very decisive fight now, and looking to be a Game 2 win against the fast-pay Wildcats.
Yeah, that is huge for them, because not only do they get the team fight win, they get the Baron, they lose no one, they should get the Dragon off the back of this as well. And Farfetch just kind of too far ahead of the rest of his team, right? He walks straight into the hook, has to immediately flash out, and then they make the call to go in. But again, Saren and Holy Phoenix, how are they supposed to connect to this? When you're actually diving past the front line, Saren and Holy Phoenix cannot walk through the Wukong, cannot walk through the ultimate from Victor and the Nautilus to actually connect with that Victor. So they have to think about their carries and who they can actually attack. I think they could have played that out a lot more slowly, but Matt find the angle after the initial misplay there from the Wildcats. They punish heavily. Armut catches those carries, they burst them down, and now they have a very significant gold lead. They've stopped the snowball towards Seoul, and they are in full control.
I agree with your point, though, Azael, about the fact that there's not a diver alongside. There's no, you know, Graves or Ezreal or any other super long-range skill shot to come join the Nocturne. There's no Akali coming in over the top. It's like, well, we're Ryze and Trist. We're hitting frontline. Yeah. Like, Udyr has to literally waddle at you. So if you're not one-shotting, you are doing nothing. And part of why I said, you know, Gordrick could have made some sense. It's, you know, 600 health difference when you count the active. Just frontlining can sometimes be the difference, unfortunately, for Starscreen. The amazing early game has turned into a couple of deaths in a row, accomplishing nothing, and a very squishy champion right now, finally trying to finish a nice thing. Good job there. Knocks a couple of turrets down, gets rid of the inhibitor turret up there, which against Baron, that's impressively done.
Yeah, and they didn't even lose their mid lane tier 2. So, Mad kind of has to back up in this game of chicken because they could continue to push. If an additional member didn't actually back to cover Humanoid, there's potential of a dive. So far, the Baron power play has gone negative since the actual take of the Baron. Of course, that is the 1,500 gold. They have gone negative 1k since then. There's still a lot of time for them to pick up gold, but some nice map play there, clever thoughts from the Wildcats to actually make the best of a bad situation. Mad, though, still about a minute here left on that Baron. The mid lane tower is low. You expect them to collect that. You expect them to potentially be able to pressure another one and then extend their advantage from this Baron.
Well, wave's going to go down. Still letting Nocturne pick up a lot of the farm in the side. Tristana getting the majority share on the Wildcats side, but it's about Mad Lions in the road towards a 2-0 start to this group. Crossing T's and dotting I's with the gold lead they've got. 3,500 with still Baron on for 20 seconds means they can knock down another turret or two and grow that lead even further. Seems likely. Top lane tier 2 unanswered, just leaving Nocturne on a split push to continue earning some gold, get to the third item after Sterix. Maybe that's going to be a Thorn Mail. We'll see what it turns into, but yeah, they're going to give away the inhibitor turret as well, saying, look, there's no chance for us to team fight. Front line's too good, the back line's too good. We're just going to go for cross-map plays, knock down some other objectives, give away the inhibitor, and okay. Volibear maybe is chaseable. Holy Phoenix, though, going to go for big damage in mid lane tier 2. Now Udyr runs fast.
On, though.
He's got blue smite. Can they find more as TPs are coming across? Ulti over the wall for Elyoya. The rest of the team going to come around as best they can, but if he's not in vision, Nocturne can't find him. Blue Trigger going to miss, actually, so no Nocturne target. Just the ulti out for Elyoya, not the worst thing ever. Second blue smite comes around, another stun, and Tristana over the top, buster shot backwards. They might find that kill. There's no other objective up, though. It's 2 minutes on Dragon, but at least a kill comes across. So nice tenacity to find themselves a play and a bit of gold. As the turret score, despite losing Baron, is 7-6 still for the Turkish side. Very well played on Macro's perspective. The gold difference, only 1.9 thousand. Impressive for losing Baron.
I mean, they outplayed absolutely after the Baron take. They got more gold post-Baron than Mad Lions did. They were up 3-4k after the initial Baron take. That gold lead has been basically cut in half. They get the shutdown from Volibear onto Trist critically. Tristana took the mid lane tier 2, solo gold from that as well. So Holy Phoenix got such a big injection of gold. Armut also TP'd mid to try to take out the Tristana, but wasn't able to actually connect with him as Saren was there to defend. So Holy Phoenix finishes off the mid lane turret, moves up towards the top side, takes the red buff, takes the Volibear. He gets it all, and he is going to be in a position here to potentially carry the game because this Tristana is becoming a pretty big problem here for the Mad Lions. He is going to be very, very rich.
Yep.
He's finished not only the IE, he got the IE and a BF on top. So this is a really, really strong Trist. But Mad have the tools to dive backline and take him out. If he mispositions, if he gets caught by a flank from Armut, Carzzy over top with the ultimate. Victor even has some backline access with his ult as well as that laser. So he's got to play it very, very careful because while he has potential for a huge amount of damage output, he's got no defense whatsoever and really not anyone to kind of keep him that safe besides just the Leona's Locket.
Yeah, I think the BF sword, I'm thinking about the items you could buy. It's almost certainly Guardian Angel.
Oh, gee, okay, yeah.
Because, it's not Death's Dance. It doesn't build into that, I don't think. He's got the Infinity Edge, so it's not Bloodthirster anymore, I think, either, right? I think that build also changed,
yeah,
so...
It's GA.
Yeah, it kind of has to be Guardian Angel. There's the stopwatch, of course, because look, the only way I die is, Wukong dive, so... that's what he's playing around. Bloodthirster could have done similar things with just a flat shield, of course, on top, but, whatever. We're going to move on past the builds because there's more important things going on, such as Mad Lions sitting on 3 dragons now and a 1,000 gold lead. As much as fast-paced Wildcats have made good plays in the mid-game and come back from a very, very rough spot, it is still Mad Lions' game. They are the ones in the lead. You look at the gold deficits, only 1k different than AD carries, not a big problem there. You're still 3 items on Kai'Sa.
And my biggest question is, do the Wildcats know how to play out 5v5s in a way that they can win, right? Because it's not going to work hard diving your Nocturne and your Leona into the backline with no follow-up. That is not going to cut it against the Mad Lions. They will have their front line, playing bodyguard, zoning out your carries, and then their backline will just kill your divers. They don't have enough damage at this point, but here's a fight.
Big damage to Farfetch. Frontline Leona going to jump in, then flash right back out. Re-engage for Wukong is going to be enough damage. And on the backside, the Nocturne just does absolutely nothing. A trade in the opposing support, but it's still a 3v4 team fight. A flash done for Ferret into running away for dear life. He's quick, but he's not quicker than the Bear full-time. Better than a Bear part-time. A shutdown now for Armut. And hey, guess what? Baron is alive again. They've got a jungler. They've got the objective in their sights.
Huge engage there for the Mad Lions. Holy Phoenix was dancing on the side of that team fight, but was really not able to be involved at all. And while Kaiser went down, he pretty much kept the Tristana occupied the entire fight. So while the rest of his team was able to get those kills, grab themselves another Baron, Mad Lions, another team fight win. You can watch the Tristana on the bottom side of your screen. He's having to wait for the hook. He sidesteps the hook, but still hasn't been able to enter. Then as he starts moving forward, Kaiser says, all right, I'll just flash on you. Sure, I'll die, but he's bought enough time for Starscreen to go down, for the opposing Leona to go down, and even Ferret is sectioned off. You know, they know the Tristana is the problem, so as a support, it's totally fine to, you know, spend your spells as well as your life to just keep him occupied. That is always going to be a winning trade, and Mad Lions are just showing, you know, much better team fighting here, despite the fact that the Wildcats have played the map well and kept the game close as a result.
And honestly, it feels like Wukong is just tankier than Nocturne right now. Overall, like more durability in the items. Titanic Hydra, obviously really, really great. The Golden Come, certainly meaningful in that regard as well, as I think we're towards Stone Plate for Starscreen. That'll be a big, you know, surge of durability, but that's still a ways to go till it's actually done. Mad Lions with Baron buff on for the next 2 minutes still. The Red Bull Baron, it's going to be a lot done. Bot lane inhibitor now going to be under fire. And we'll see now if the turret can drop. It's going to be a nice kind of dive in. Volley turns off the turret, and they turn off Udyr. They get rid of Leona as well, and this dive is going to look good. 5 versus 3. Kai'Sa, oh! Too much for Carzzy, and that means the re-engage could be good. A turret's going to drop. A flash re-engage for Volibear finds him the kill as well, and suddenly the carries have mostly dropped. Holy Phoenix now up against 4. They're fairly low health bars. It might be able to defend, but this is going to be a couple of heroics required now as Armut can just TP back in. The dive and stride breaker not going to be enough though. Tristana, can it wave clear? Wants to knock down the minions. Nice explosive charge, buys some time, but the cannon's still there, plus the reinforcement wave. 2v4 to defend. One turret gone, waiting for respawns. They're coming pretty soon. That means Mad Lions will walk away. 1.5 minutes on Dragon Soul. And now Wildcats, can they find the re-engage? Starscreen at a half HP. And then not spread apart that much. Guardian Angel is up for Holy Phoenix. He's got some damage. He's got some durability. Mad Lions walk away cleanly, and they have enough time easily to recall, spend their gold, and then set up for Dragon and set up for Soul.
And because Wildcats couldn't get any exit kills here, they're not going to have the advantage unless they get Kaiser. That would be big for this next ensuing Dragon fight here. Kaiser has no flash.
Smite is the slow. Second stun going to come across as well. That's going to be Starscreen easily able to claim this one. Oh, shield comes in for a bit more, but
too.
With the field, it's going to be a kill picked off. Okay, that is 1 for nothing. The respawn will put him in about 12 seconds before the dragon spawns. That means that Kaiser cannot play for vision. Wildcats should own the bottom river when it's time to go for dragon.
And Armut had his ultimate force out there at the very end too. That might be up again. Nice hook from Kaiser, bending it around the turret. They get the initial kill onto Ferret, but Holy Phoenix this time played it well, kited back, got the initial hits, and now they're on the push here. They're just going for broke.
Oh no, they're gonna catch him, Humanoid!
He's dead!
He's dead instantly! Goomba stomp forward, Holy Phoenix gets a bit of damage down there, kites away from the ulti, but now this is a potential game winner. It's a potential game winner in the fact that it is a 5-on-4. They're gonna back up instead. They know bot wave's pushing in. They have to respect that. The Rise ult comes down to play for the Dragon. They're gonna deny Soul. They're not gonna go for the game winner. Wave clear is gonna be too good. Just be careful, because there's only one Nexus turret, and that is a very big wave. If there's a way to somehow stop recalls and dive down mid, there can be a very strange game ender here.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if they can get these recalls off. Looks like they will be able to. Mad has to be careful because, if you face check to try to actually stop the recalls, remember, Humanoid is dead. So if you lose a fight, your mid lane inhibitor is already down. You could lose the game as well. I mean, this game really is on a knife's edge here. Mad clearly are winning all the 5v5s, but the Wildcats are straight up actually out-macroing them. They're playing the map better. They are being able to find these advantages in these weird situations, find catches, but it's the superior team fighting of the Mad Lions that has kept them in the advantage. And now we're at a point where both teams are at soul point. The next one is going to spell such a big power spike for whoever gets it. And both teams have an inhibitor down. you know, this is one team fight away, one pick potentially away from ending the game for either side.
Looking for it now. Soul point for both teams now. 4 minutes until one of these teams gets the Infernal Soul. It makes those one shots all the more likely. Meanwhile, Baron up in 130, and it currently belongs, at least vision-wise, to Mad Lions. They got the first 2 Barons already. What would be a third? Why not? This
is actually really big. The Lord Dominic's now complete for Holy Phoenix. He's full build, so he can actually shred the front line pretty effectively at this point. You add in that Lord Doms on top of everything he has. He hits 100% crit. He has all of that armor pen, that bonus damage against these frontliners, and they're going to start to go down really in a hurry here.
Yeah.
So it's going to be up to someone from the Mad Lions to keep this Tristana out of the fight. Whether it's Kaiser, whether it's Arma, it doesn't matter, but someone has got to be zoning the Tristana, because if the Tristana is consistently auto-attacking, anyone can die very, very fast.
The nice thing is Wukong is one of those best champions for that.
Absolutely.
You have, like, what, 2.2 seconds of hard crowd control. You can't cleanse, you can't tenacity it. It just happens to you. You go back into stealth, she's not autoing you anymore. You can take the explosive charge, then just, like, drop it by running away, basically. Like, those tools do exist. Kaiser is going to have a long duration stun there as well. Most of that can't be tenacity either. You can cleanse some of it, but not all of it. So you can lock down Holy Phoenix for a bit. You can even try to kite when, you know, Triss pops Q and you know, get away from that cooldown. We'll see, though. Navigated well. Certainly it can be Mad Lions team fight. Baron's up in 10 seconds. Like I said, they own the vision.
Yeah. And the Wildcats have struggled in this area. They have really struggled when it's a preset 5v5 that Mad are choosing. And this is, again, that situation. They're setting up the Baron. There is a potential flank here from Armad on the side, but he will be spotted.
One blue trinket used to spot this one, still going on to the Baron, though the position can be a little bit better on this side. Farfetch walking in, 4K health. Nocturne almost in range. Is there going to be a smite fight? It's just going to be a freebie given over to Elyoya, and no counter punch until they've just caught the Leona. At what point, Wildcats, were you going to take that fight? Giving away their support, not playing for the Baron, and it's now time to run away. A Rise ult brings them to safety, but it's time to now turtle inside your base for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, Farfetch has really been struggling around these neutral objectives so many times in the river. It feels like he's just giving up his life for free. 1 and 9 now on the Leona. Has consistently been the one, you know, stepping forward, trying to get vision, but he's going a little bit too far forward. He's committing a little bit too much and often getting punished here for it. Mad now with potential to end the game if they can get a pick. They're looking for Holy Phoenix. There's a Blast Cone play available. Leona's going to be up in 10, though. They got to play it safe until their support is there.
Gotta wait for those 5 seconds, but the Red Bull Baron is on. Oh, that hook could have meant the game. Thankfully, Ferret sidestepped it. Leona alive, and it's time to knock down inhibitor number 2. Don't gotta play for turrets just yet. Get the easy objectives, right? With Baron buff on, with the better team fighting, with no flanks available, why not go for it? Into the front line they go, stuns on both supports, huge damage, and already down goes Kaiser. As long as Farfetch can live, running the flash, Nocturne now dives in, but without Leona, that's not enough damage. Armut diving in now for a knockup on everybody. Kaisa joining the battle, and that's now 2 kills picked up, and another one coming over as Farfetch cannot make the fight happen. Tristana, Holy Phoenix, can you do it? He needs the attacks, and he gets them. The jump means nothing. The buster shot, barely. Carzzy lives. Round 2, GA pop, the shutdown for Volibear, and that's gonna be it. The Guardian Angel keeping Carzzy alive, and it's time to end the game. It was a slobber knocker, but Mad Lions will go 2-0 in the group so far, knocking down Wildcats.
What a game between these two teams. So close, so tightly contested. Armut hitting you with the classic stare there, looking into your soul. Mad Lions coming away with the win, but that was such a back and forth game.